Hassan Campbell, there's no boundaries, no limit to this guy's hypocrisy. He just will not stop. After disrespecting the death of Gillie the Kid's son, he makes an attempt to walk back the statements he made in a hypocritical post that he posted this morning. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Watch this video and I'll comment as we go along. This guy's an absolute fool.
Shall we begin? Let me set the record straight real quick, right? First and foremost, nothing that I do on this internet is for clout. That's for one. For two, my message been so strong on this internet, I've been being attacked by the Sheikh teens, by the jinns, by the bots. So my page is not monetized. So my message, what I said to Gillie, this ain't have nothing to do with clout chasing or being monetized. I already got the clout. It's too late for all of that. Don't try to switch the game up. It ain't about the clout. It's always been about the message. And because my whole catalog of videos that came down off of YouTube to save my YouTube page, I can't go back to all of the messages. I didn't just start this. That's for one. So when it comes to Gillie and Wallow, the only difference is what I didn't know that would have changed the way I would have handled them was the fact that I didn't know Gillie and Wallow was my Muslim brothers. I didn't know Young Cheese was Muslim. So that right there would have changed the way I would have handled the situation with my brothers. Because what the law says is a Muslim's life, family, and property is sacred to another Muslim, which means that Gillie, Wallow, and Young Cheese life, family, and property is sacred to me. So I would have handled my brothers totally different.
So basically what he's saying is he would have extended respect to them had he known that they were Muslim. Anyone outside of Islam to him is not worthy of respect, is what he's saying. You hear the hypocrisy in that? That means he's admitting that the video he made before this criticizing Gillie was completely wrong. He's basically admitting the hypocrisy, but he further expounds on his hypocrisy. Let's listen.
Then I would have handled you kuffars, aka disbelievers. But here's the problem, right?
He said he would have handled them differently than he handled you, kuffars, disbelievers. So if you are a Christian, you're considered a disbeliever of Muhammad. If you are Jewish, you are a disbeliever. If you are a Jehovah's Witness, you are a disbeliever. So he would have handled you differently. Basically, he would have extended you the same disrespect that he gave them when he didn't know that they were Muslim. You understand this guy? Do you see his thinking, his reasoning?
I didn't know Gillie was Muslim. I didn't know Wallow was Muslim.
Should it matter that they were Muslim? Or should you just give a person respect because they are due respect? The same way you would want respect. That same way that you would want respect for your child and his untimely demise.
I didn't know Young Cheese was Muslim. And I get it. Sometimes when you're trying to win.
Win? What's the contest? You're trying to win. Win what? What kind of prize are you looking to gain from this? This show you when you're trying to win. He said it wasn't for clicks, views, or clout. But what is he trying to accomplish if he's talking about when you're trying to win? What's the prize? The prize is a whole lot of views, a whole lot of super chats, because he's not monetized, but he can accept super chats. He can accept Cash App, PayPal payments. Don't be fooled. This guy's definitely in it for the money, and he'll do anything to get it, and he'll say anything to get it. That's why he's sitting here trying to run back what he said because he's catching a whole lot of heat for those comments. But you're going to see his hypocrisy later on in this post. It gets worse.
In this satanic world where Satan is ruling, you got to blend in. But the problem with that is when we blend it in, we can't be identified by Allah and his messengers when we looking like the disbeliever. Or maybe I should speak this in English so y'all can understand. When you look like evil, when you look like the dunya, the hellfire, it's kind of hard for the righteous to tell that y'all brothers amongst each other. And me, myself, I be the same way. I don't identify myself as a Muslim, as a child of Allah, as a servant of Allah, because I be sitting up there trying to hide religion and give y'all the message because people run from religion. So I give y'all the message.
How foolish does that sound? What man of God hides himself in a cloak of evil to try to deliver a message as if it's going to be received well? I mean, that sounds absolutely crazy. If someone see you constantly doing evil, let's say dealing drugs, shooting people, robbing people, and then they tell you, well, you shouldn't do this, they're going to look at you as a walking contradiction. But if you walk in a path of righteousness and then you try to tell somebody, hey, don't do that, don't do what they're doing, they will receive you much better because you are exemplifying what you stand on, what you're saying. This guy's phony. It's a walking contradiction trying to clean up the mess that he made.
But the message didn't change. And it still stays the same. But the reality of it is the streets of Philly. Gillie and Wallow gave y'all $1 million worth of game. And y'all sent that boy's child back home in a box. The brothers that came to y'all cities and gave y'all $1 million worth of game and gave y'all charity and fed the poor and did the things that they do for y'all, and y'all sent his son back in a box. Then you want to get on the internet and send death threats to me?
Listen at him. He's about to try to clean a dirty floor with a dirty mop.
Huh? Not me? Scooby-Doo? No, absolutely not. I've never met a Bronx nigga scared of a Philly nigga. Y'all tough in y'all neighborhoods, not ours. We go to y'all blocks and take over and get money out in your towns. Y'all never came to our city and set up shop.
Listen at that nonsense. After he just spoke of all this righteousness, walking in the path of Allah, he just sat there and said that they go to Philly, set up shop, selling drugs in other neighborhoods, but nobody comes to their neighborhoods. Listen to that nonsense. Listen to the destructive nature of what he's saying. A walking contradiction. Now all of a sudden it's about the streets. It's that street stuff. He just totally dismissed the religious part and went straight to the streets. Now he wants to send a threat to Philly guys who he feels threatened by because he insulted a Philly native. Listen to this nonsense. Walking contradiction. And those people that be in his comments congratulating him, talking about he's speaking truth, they are a bunch of fucking morons. They have no understanding of life. Empty-minded motherfuckers, just like him. Pure crazy. Anybody would hit that subscribe button on his page and think that what he's saying is solid, think that he's standing on truth, is absolutely disillusioned and uneducated.
I ain't scared, mother sucker. You heard? Now, back to the message, man.
What message? I ain't scared. Scared of who? Scared of what? What this have to do with you disrespecting this man's child after he was murdered? Talking about what is he doing in Philly when his father just signed a $100 million contract? If somebody decides to end your life, it doesn't matter where you are. Money doesn't determine whether somebody's going to take you out or not. Michael Jordan was worth $300 million when his father was murdered. Bill Cosby was worth $400 million when his father was murdered. I mean, when his son was murdered. FBG Duck was in a very prominent, exclusive neighborhood when he was murdered. It doesn't matter where you are. It's all about who is lurking out there and what they plan to do to you. You have no control over that. He took a shot at Gillie out of jealousy because those guys have that big channel and signed a $100 million contract. He's been on YouTube for years. He got a big channel and they demonetized his ass and nobody's offering him a contract. Jealousy. He have to rely on super chats for a living because outside of YouTube, he has nothing else going on. This is jealousy. He said it in one of his videos. He lost thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands by being demonetized. And he says he don't have another means of income outside of YouTube. So what that tell you? He's jealous.
I pray, looking at Gillie carry his son in a casket was heartbreaking. I would never wish that on that brother, but y'all did.
You see the phoniness in him? After he said this man sacrificed his own son. That's what he said. In the video before this, you can go to my page, look at the video I post. It has him on there saying that Gillie the kid sacrificed his son for that $100 million. This is what he said. Now he's sitting here saying he wouldn't wish that on nobody and he feels sorry for the guy. This guy's absolutely phony. He's a complete fraud. So leave a comment, hit that like and subscribe button.